Welcome back. We're on the verge of the sack.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your host for today, Mr. Y. Callum.
It's a Y Callum, manager of Slough, the best there's ever been. Y Callum, it's a Y Callum, look out for his dog, yes he's got a lovely dog.
Ahoy there, it's time for some more Bill Slough, where we are doing super good. I've got good news and I've got bad news. What do you want first? The good news? The good news is my shirt came. Well, hey, we've got the new shirt. The bad news is we might be getting sacked. Not ideal. This shirt costs £40. In the last stream that we did, things got a little bit better. We did actually see a couple of wins, actually. We started off with 2 losses. However, we played quite well in both of those games, so I was reasonably encouraged. We then followed it up with a 2-1 away victory at Taunton. Matty Lynch and Mikkel Platt with the goals in that game. We followed that up with a 2-2 draw. Things were turning. Things were looking good. We thought, right, into St Albans, which was deemed El Sacico. We lost it 2-0. We played pretty poorly in that game, and we did end up losing the game. We followed that up with a 1-0 loss to Eastbourne, and this was panic stations at this point. We thought we were on our way out, until, out of absolutely nowhere, we beat Hemel Hempstead 4-2. And I tell you what, 4-2 sounds like they were in it more than they were. Hamzad Kargbo, the main man, broke his 9-hour goal drought to score not 1, not 2, but 3 goals. Mikkel Platt scored another one late on to seal the victory. But what does that mean for the league table, you ask? Well, it doesn't make for much better reading than before. We're not bottom, but we're 23rd. We're 23rd. We're 3 points away from safety. And we've played quite a few of the teams around us already, which is a concern. However, one team we haven't played around us is Truro. And you're not going to believe who we've got in our next fixture. It is Truro. So a massive, massive game here very early on in the season. Just quickly before the game, though, we have made a free signing of Alex Winter, the 30-year-old Jamaican and English centre-half, last playing for Eastbourne Borough, has played 5 games for us already this season. He's got an average rating of 6.56, but I feel like he has actually made a difference in our defence. He's got some decent mental attributes there with his work rate, positioning, leadership, aggression, things you like to see in a defender. And defensively, his heading, marking, tackling is not bad. He's not the quickest defender in the world, but in the middle of a 3, he's been quite effective. So that brings us to today's team, which has had to be rotated a little bit, unfortunately, from the last fixture. Matty Lynch picked up a calf strain, so he is out for this one. Temi Awika as well has picked up a suspension. So 2 first-teamers not in the side, which means we bring in Pablo Martinez into the defence and Chris Paul. Chris Paul, once again, another player who's sort of been pretty average as he's gone. We're looking at Kargbo. After a hat-trick in the last game, we are pinning our hopes on him today at Arbour Park. Kargbo gets us underway here in this absolutely massive fixture for both clubs, really. You would assume Truro also under a lot of pressure. Neither team on particularly good form. An important thing to note, though, our morale is definitely improving. The mutiny of the start of the season is starting to subside, which is good news. As Kargbo picks up dice, baby shoots. Goddard scores! Come on! It's an early goal in a massive game for Johnny Goddard.
Slough! Slough!
Johnny Goddard is one of the only players who I've actually already offered a new deal to for next season. Obviously, in non-league, one of the beauties of playing in this level is you regularly, each season basically, have a rotation of the full squad. So you have to pick and choose the players you want to hang around. And Johnny Goddard is absolutely one I want to keep at the club. He's been exceptional so far this year. One of the main reasons we're probably not bottom, although we are only 23rd. So up your game, Johnny. As Bayliss now picks it up, he knocks it infield. It's a really poor bit of football there from Bayliss. Neil over to Harvey. He's in behind. Shoots. And it's 1-1. Tyler Harvey equalises. He's so poor from Bayliss. He's not had a good season at all. He's one who, if I'm being honest with you, I'm looking at replacing. Harvey is in behind Winter, and Kovacic cannot do anything in the goal. I'm really struggling to say this. Is it Kovacevic? Let me know in the comments below. How do you say my goalkeeper's name? I've had an absolute nightmare there, but it's 1-1. And if you look at the match momentum, we've had the much better of the chances. They've only had one shot on goal, which they have scored, which seems to be the case so often this season for us. And it's just incredibly frustrating. As Hammond, which rhymes with gammon, knocks it forward. Jackman now, doesn't rhyme with gammon. On our right-hand side, he crosses it towards Alexander. He's fouled in the box. It's a penalty. Right, I don't know who takes penalties for us. Let's sort this out immediately. George Alexander is our penalty taker. He's just won the penalty. But my gut is saying Johnny Goddard. My gut is saying Johnny Goddard here. I trust him. I've changed it. I don't recommend it. But Johnny Goddard will be stepping up here. Are we about to go back into the lead? 29 minutes on the clock. Johnny Goddard with the penalty. Come on! Get in there. It's his 7th goal of the season. Down the middle.
Slough!
Confident as you like. He smashes it down the middle of the goal.
Slough!
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And it is 2-1 to Slough. I mean, it's been a good start. Let's face it. If you look at the XG, you look at most of the match stats, really, we are dominating the game. I'm very aware it's only 1 goal different, but it's a really, really good start. And a really good start for Johnny Goddard. With 4 minutes added on, we are seeing a highlight here before half-time, though. Pablo Martinez knocks it long. And Hammond, who rhymes with gammon, will be picking it up in the Truro goal. Is it Truro? Churro? I like churros. They're very tasty. Winter. Paul wins that header this time. Tyrese Dice. Genty88 did want me to say it was him who came up with Sean Dice. So if you want to send all the adulations through to Genty88, he would really appreciate that. Jackman with the cross in towards Alexander. It's into Sean Dice. Dice, baby. Beats his man, crosses. Goddard! Oh, what a save! Goddard denied a hat-trick there. And Bayliss wins that header. Jackman knocks it long, and this will probably come to nothing, you would assume. No, the highlight continues. Dice towards Cargbo, who wins the header! I was completely wrong! Hamzat Cargbo, he's got a hat-trick in his last game. And it's 3-1. What a first half this has been for us. We kept it alive. Tyrese Dice with the ball in. It's a beauty of a cross, and Cargbo heads it down into the ground, and the keeper is beaten. 3-1. 3-1. There's a corner, surely not another. It's into Johnny Goddard. He crosses it into the box. It's headed away, though, and Melhardo. Let's not let them get a goal back before half-time here. Just take him down, boys. Take the booking. Take the tactical booking. Sanders into Rooney. That doesn't seem fair. Why is Wayne Rooney playing for Truro? Churro? Melhardo shoots. Our goalkeeper can't save anything. It's 3-2. The amount of times this season we've been, ahead, and we've just thrown it away. Where is the mistake here? So here is the man. There's the run. Dice comes into him and doesn't get there. And Pablo doesn't come across to him. And Kovacevic in goal may as well not be there. Where's Ramon Barfoot? Where's he gone? So we head into the second half. I mean, ultimately, it was a very, very positive half for us. But somehow Truro are still in this game, which is very, very frustrating. The Truro players head back as Riley Lowe gives it to Palmer. Rooney through to Neil. Massive chance. He's hit the bar. It was offside, but Kovacic again, just so easily beaten. We are going to make a change here. I don't feel like Alexander's had the best game. Platt is quite effective off the bench. He scored a couple of goals for us. Now, the one issue we do have is Chambers Prillon. We could maybe bring Sundire on. He hasn't played a lot of football for us this season. I think potentially he'd be better as our box-to-box than Paul. So maybe that's the move so far. Defensively, new signing Alex Winter on a 6.3 isn't majorly convincing. But Tyrese Dice, the man who sometimes I do take off, is on an 8.8. He's having an absolute stormer of a game out on the left-hand side, so we won't be changing him. As Winter's going to pick this one up. Winter into Pablo Martinez. Sundire. Pablo Martinez. Got a few men forward here, Truro. Can we take advantage of that? As Goddard now knocks it out to Chapman. It's a nice ball to our captain, who crosses it towards Cargbo, who rattles the crossbar as it goes over. I mean, you could argue he clipped the crossbar, but I'm going to say rattles because it sounds much better. But with 10 minutes to go now nearing 5, we are edging into the final partakings. Partakings, is that a word? I don't know what I'm saying. I can only apologise, viewers. Partakings? I really don't think that's a word. Johnny Giles, Dominic Hutchinson, we could maybe put someone out wide. My gut instinct here is to not change it at all. The only player I would potentially take off is Dice, but he's having a really good game. I think what we will do is we'll start time wasting, be a little bit more disciplined, and perhaps, slow the pace down a little bit. This usually means they're going to score, by the way. If you do this, it does usually mean you're just accepting that the opposition are going to get a goal. We might make a late change here, take Johnny Goddard off. We're not going to make a late change. We've won the game. Where was the added time gone? Come on. What a massive 3 points that is. Wow. That's 2 wins on the bounce now. Are we about to save ourselves? I certainly hope so. Oh no. I think I've got a nosebleed. We're up to 22nd. It's remarkable scenes. Amazing news here that we are being funded a Continental C licence for our assistant manager, Yella. And for ourselves, we're both getting the coaching course, which is even better because we can share trips there to and from it, and we can go together. And if we're nervous, we can hold hands. So, Yella, that is a relief. We're going there. We're going to get some coaching badges. Yes. Completely unrelated. I'm not getting too ahead of myself here, but when you loan in players like we have with Cargbo from QPR, quite often they won't reloan now. It started last year and it seems to be the same case this year. So I just had a quick look at Cargbo and you're not going to believe it. His contract runs out at the end of the year. We couldn't, could we? We couldn't get Hamzad Cargbo permanently. I always like this screen here where you can have a look at team leaders, influential players. And I don't know if you were aware, but if you click on yourself, it shows you who actually supports you. So we're off the back of 2 wins. So fingers crossed we're going to have a few here. 2 players support. No, wait a second. Johnny Goddard opposes us. He's my favourite player. He's my favourite player. And he actually, he's going out of his way to not like me. That's fantastic. Tyrese Dice, on the other hand, he's my favourite. He's my new favourite. Forget Johnny Goddard. Let's give him a new contract immediately. There we go. We've got it done. I mean, it didn't take about 3 minutes to negotiate that one, but my best mate, Tyrese Dice, has got himself a new contract. Wonderful stuff. So we've now got Welling away from home off the back of 2 victories, 1 change to the team. Lynch is still unavailable. However, Temi can come back into the team, which is wonderful. So Pablo Martinez steps out of the side. Didn't play particularly well, so not a huge miss. But Chris Paul will continue in centre midfield instead of Matty Lynch. It's also worth noting that Welling's goalkeeper is called Ben Winterbottom, which is quite a funny name. So here we go again, another fixture for us on the YouTube journey. I mean, I'm so confident now. Now we've got 2 wins. Welling are, oh, for heaven's sake, we've got an injury already. Chris Paul's picked up a knock. It's not ideal at all. I think Sundere is the one who we bring in here. Yeah, I think that's the move. I think we get Sundere in. That is far from ideal. Let's hope that's not a bad injury. I don't know what it was. A potential foot injury. He's probably broken his foot. As we near half-time here already, not an awful lot to write about. Not that I do tend to write about these. I tend to just say it out loud or watch it. So, different mediums. But it's 0-0 at half-time. Honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Would we take a point here? 100%. We'd take a point and we'd run all the way back to Slough. How far is it from Welling to Slough? Is it runnable? If you could let me know how long it is, that would be wonderful. Johnny Goddard. Temi Awika. Oh, what a save from Winterbottom. Referee, that's got to be a penalty. He's taking him down as he's going to tap it in there. I mean, it's a brilliant save from Winterbottom. He is really proving me wrong after I made fun of his name. Tyrese Dice, I think he's going to go short here. We have got a short corner programmed, and he has. Johnny Goddard, Chambers Prillon, Dice crosses towards Cargbo. I love him! Onside card, but oh, stop the music. It's been disallowed. What for? We'll never know. We'll never know. Well, I mean, I assume it was offside. Is there anything on here that's going to tell me? No. We'll never know. We're just not going to be explained why we had a goal disallowed there. Cargbo, unfortunately, despite the fact he's just scored, is quite tired. Yeah, I'm going to bring Platt on for him. I was tempted to leave him on because he's Gary goals at the moment, but I'm gonna take him out. Winter's actually having another bad game, which is disappointing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Joe Dandy on for Jackman. He doesn't love it out there. However, I feel like just fresh legs out on the right-hand side might help us a little bit. And if we then focus down the right rather than the left, that might give us a little bit more emphasis. Goddard, Dice now, into Temi. Chambers, Perillon. If anyone could explain to me why that wasn't a goal, I'd love to know. I would love to know. As Papadopoulos, which is always fun to say, isn't it? Mwange. Oh my word, they've got so many good names. Papadopoulos, cut out by Tyrese though. Oh, he loses it. But I think, you know, as long as Winter's composed here, we should be fine. He knocks it long. He was not composed. Mwange, we are not fine. Abrahams. Green is in behind. Oh my goodness, how's he missed? How's he missed from there? Dear me, it's an awful effort from the left back, who I think was immediately subbed after that. Oh no, he's their winger. What's his name? Cameron Oliver Green. Why does it give middle names? I don't understand. Tyrese Dice. I suppose it is a name. My best mate Dice crosses it towards Platt. Platt's going to win it. Platt's going to score. Come on. The substitute. I mean, Tyrese is the best left back in the world. Slough. Come on. Tyrese Dice. A beautiful move down the left-hand side. Slough. And, I mean, the keeper's had a nightmare. That Winterbottom went for it, didn't get there. Mikkel Platt puts it into the back of the empty net. And with only 3 minutes to go, we need to now be a bit more disciplined, think about the way we're playing, perhaps even drop the tempo slightly. We don't want to see a highlight. Please just tick away. It's going to tick away. Have we won? We've won. Come on, it's an away victory. Remarkable scenes. Welling 0, Slough 1. It's a clean sheet for Kovacevic for the first time since he joined. It's a goal for Mikkel Platt. It's a 9 rating for Tyrese Dice. He is very much earning this new contract. I mean, what is going on? We finish today's video in, dare I say it, 17th. I honestly thought, let's go to the big screen. I honestly thought we might lose our job in this video. Like, that's completely genuine. I know people do the clickbaity titles, but I was being warned that the sack was looming. I'd played in El Sacico against St Albans and lost. You know, I genuinely thought we might go. But we've got a bit of new hope. And I tell you what, dare I say it, we're 10 points away from playoffs. We couldn't, could we? We couldn't. I'll see you next time.